JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 20th of September 2022, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session. Slight apology for the late start. Well, actually, not a slight apology. For a real apology for this late start. So yeah, guys. Before we jump into the charts, as always, let's quickly have a read through our disclaimer. So yep, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation. Should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel. To which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our jfdbrokers.com website, which you can always check out for more information about us. Now, jumping into the charts, guys, the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. So it did open up today higher and ended the trading session in the positive territory. Well, that's understandable. Yesterday we had a positive kind of a move in the U.S. markets. So yeah, everything kind of played out nicely in there, this is where, I mean, the Asian indices followed suit a little bit. However, still the same game plan remains. I mean, I talked about this yesterday. I said that, look, I mean, we could be potentially forming here a descending triangle, which according to all the TA rules tends to break to the downside. So yeah, for now, let's keep an eye on this hurdle, the one that I talked about yesterday, the 27,524, and let's see if we can clear that. But what I said before, that even if we do retrace a little bit, and if we, the other way around, if we do rebound from this little area here, we could go a little bit higher, maybe test the 21-day EMA and then go back to the downside. So let's not rush into anything. If we do push a little bit higher, but let's say we start breaking the 21-day EMA, maybe we could end up moving all the way here to the all the way to this target here. So to this area, around that 28,282 level, approximately around there, or near this downside line. So keep that in mind. I can see the chat room there. Yep, good morning from Spain. Good morning to good morning to you too. So I hope you're having a wonderful start of Tuesday. Yep, I hope everybody else who's joining in right now also is having a wonderful start of Tuesday. But let's see what Shanghai Composite has shown us lately. So okay, so yeah, we had a bit of a retracement. Okay, so that's fine as well, in line with the whole kind of outlook sentiment here in general. But what I'm going to consider here is something like that. So we might see another push a little bit higher, but if we continue to trade below that 3,155 territory, or even better, maybe below this this 3,172 zone, somewhere below here, then yeah, we'll continue aiming to the downside. I'll continue targeting something like that, where my aim will be near the 3,071 level right there. So I've mentioned this already in my previous video. So again, it's the same outlook remains valid, but now I'm kind of considering maybe to see a bit of maybe a larger correction here to the upside and then a decline. ASX 200, beautiful rebound. Look at this. 6,700 level, beautiful rebound from this area, and we have pushed higher, and we have made our way toward that, or I should say, we're trying to make our way towards that 21-day EMA. Now, previously when I talked about some higher levels, I said that, look, I would like to see a push back above this 6,872 territory right here, because at the same time we would be placed above the 21-day EMA. But this is something that I'm gonna amend here a little bit, or actually not amend, add. I'm gonna add this little downside line, which could be seen as the upper side of a possible descending triangle. Not a perfect one, because we have a lot of empty space here, but again, I'm going to keep that in mind, because let's say if we do push a little bit higher, maybe test this area and then drift back down, so maybe then, you know, we'll get ourselves a nice beautiful descending triangle pattern here with the 3 touches on the top and 2 touches on the bottom. And maybe the third touch here could actually lead to a breakout. So let's see how this is going to play out. But for now, long story short, guys, at the moment, yeah, I am keeping an eye on that 21-day EMA. So let's see if we can reach that. The German index, DAX, yeah, so this one did rebound nicely from this area. So by the way, if you remember, I talked about that 12,600 zone. Well, boom, mission accomplished. Great. We had a good test, a rebound here, and we're now retracing back to the upside. However, of course, not gonna get way too positive here. I'm gonna keep something like this in mind. Also, again, also maybe, just maybe, we could be seeing here, you know, also maybe at the beginning of a formation of a descending triangle. But again, that's a little bit too early. So yeah, let's see how this is gonna play out. But again, let's not rush into anything. Let's go slowly on this one. The week has just started, and don't forget that we have a kind of a crazy week this week. So yeah, so today we had oh, by the way, in terms of the you know, the Shanghai Composite, today we had the PBOC loan prime rate here, so which came out at 3.65. Yep, so that's actually in line with expectations, and no changes there. The main kind of probably event or on in the economic calendar will be the building permits from the U.S. and the Canadian CPI numbers, the inflation numbers. Yep, and there is a note that ECB President Lagarde will speak today later on. So, but that's going to be late at night, during European night. So yeah, let's see what comes out of that. But okay, coming back to the German index here. Okay, so like I said, I am together with some other indices. I'm also leaning towards that idea, maybe of seeing a bit of a larger correction here to the upside. I think this level, well, actually no, 13,000. That's what I'm going to keep an eye on, just in case, because looking at the cash index right now, we're sitting at around 12,877, something like that. So basically, we are above yesterday's close. We're even above yesterday's high. So that increases the chances for a test of maybe that psychological 13,000 mark from underneath, and then we'll see. Can it break it, or can it break it, or will it actually continue trading below it? Because at the same time, we might also test the 21-day EMA, and then that's why I have my arrow drawn like that with a curve, because maybe, you know, we could see a bit of a kind of, like I said, a comeback to the downside. But again, let's not, if we do push through the 21-day EMA and we climb somewhere above this 13,192, then yeah, I'll maybe consider a move towards this downside line taken from the high of the 5th of January of this year, guys. So oh, we can see in the chat room there, hi from Germany. Hi, thank you very much. I'm happy that you like these videos. Thank you, really appreciate that. So yeah, it's always, oh guys, I mean, honestly, you made my day. It's always great to start a day with a nice compliment, so thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. Okay, so NASDAQ 100, very quickly on this one. Okay, beautiful retracement, again, similar story, that little kind of curved up and then down scenario. Now here, the only thing is I'm watching that psychological 12,000 mark, and let me just quickly have a look at the cash index right now. Okay, so yeah. We are currently sitting just slightly below that psychological 12,000 mark. I want to see how this is going to play out today. Again, with the German index, so it might pick up today and push a little bit higher. We might go a little bit, on the fact that we yesterday, had a good day in the U.S. and in Asia performed well. So maybe today we in the German index we could see that follow up. I mean, we had that reversal yesterday, but today it could get a follow up. And then with the Nasdaq here, because it's quite close to this psychological 12,000 mark, I wanna see if this is gonna hold or not, because this is quite an important level. If we do pop above it and stay above it, okay, I'll go towards this downside line. But even then, the downside scenario is not off the table. So then we could see, another decline. So if you're looking for some higher levels, then probably just it's easier to wait for at least a push above that 12,424 territory, because at the same time we would be placed above the 21-day EMA and we would break this downside line. So yeah. Dow Jones Industrial Average. So beautiful retracement back to the 31,000 mark. We overcame that and we pushed higher, but this is where I think I need to adjust a few of my arrows and levels. So previously I talked about this 31,048 zone. It provided good resistance. Previously I provided good support initially, then I said that if we break that it could open the door towards lower levels. Now it did move, but it kind of my target was the 30,167, but kind of ended up being going halfway. Now the question here is, can this 31,000 area, not really the mark itself, but the area, can it provide a hold up? That's it. What we could see here is the oscillation around that 31,000 mark, so it could be bouncing around here. However, in terms of the upside, now that's why my upside arrow here is floating from somewhere around here, not really a specific level, because what I would like to see here actually is a push above the 21-day EMA in this case, because at the moment I don't see a good level here for the upside. Maybe this 31,276, but again, it's we could push higher here, but it could be all part of the kind of the correction moment here. So because if we draw this downside line, we will see that there is room for a hold up somewhere here. So yeah, at the moment, guys, I would say be careful with the upside, and we are currently near that. Well, we are at the 31,000 mark. We might see a bit of oscillation around it. So again, if you don't like to trade something like that, I would suggest leave it. Wait for a better moment, and yeah, something a little bit more clear, and then we can utilize that. DXY, dollar index, still watching this, still watching that potential bullish flag idea. So yesterday we also we got another pop above that psychological 110 zone, but we failed to stay above it. And however, on the positive side, we're still above this 109.29 level. So in a way, it's showing that it's forming a beautiful bullish flag. Now, I would say everything, like, yeah, I would say I would become even more bullish either way. I mean, in any way, if it wouldn't be for the economic calendar this week, guys. So look, today is going to be a day where, yeah, we'll get the building permits. We'll see how that's going to play out. Don't be surprised, for example, if we do drop lower, for example, fall below this 109.29 level, maybe test the 21-day EMA, and then at the end of the day, reverse back to the upside and stay here again. So we'll get ourselves a nice false breakout here, because basically the main kind of event is tomorrow. Yeah, we have the existing home sales numbers, but of course that's not the most important event, because we have the FOMC statement together with the Fed's interest rate decision. That's what's going to be interesting to watch. So don't be surprised, like I said, if we do see this one maybe either being flat here or maybe again giving us a little tease here or like a breakout here or there, but then coming back at the end. So yeah, like I said, don't forget about that. That tomorrow is the main kind of day. Today just could be that little, preparation for that day. So that's as I like to call it. But still, if we exclude all these news, then yes, it's looking quite bullish, but we need that confirmation break through that 110 level. Gold, very quickly on this one, beautiful retracement. Okay, great. Yesterday I talked about this and I said that, look, if you're, what could happen here is that we could see that little maybe decline, given that we have already kind of sold off quite heavily. So basically it should have been something like this. Okay, so this is what I'm kind of looking at. Now we're still getting a good hold up here, and this is the quite important level here, near that 1677 territory right here. That's the lowest point of 2021. We're currently getting a hold up there, and we're getting a little slide. So it's all part of the game still, but if we do pop and stay above this 1689 level right here, that's when I'm going to consider a larger correction here to the upside. So yeah, but of course also don't forget that we have the Fed coming out today. Sorry, not today, tomorrow. So that's why I would say keep your eyes on DXY. What DXY will do, we'll have a good effect here, a good or bad effect on gold as well. So keep that in mind. WTI oil, guys. So we're still flirting with that 85.74 territory. I talked about that level, and I said to you, like, look, as long as we stay below it, there is a chance for this one to move lower. However, given that where we are at right now, I would actually prefer to wait now for a drop below the 81.21 level, because I would drop below that hurdle, would confirm a forthcoming lower low. More sellers could join in, so it would be a little bit more attractive for a few more sellers. At this point, it's quite a tricky one. For the upside, I'm leaning towards that 90.17 level. I need to see a clear break above it, because at the same time we would break this tentative downside line as well. So yep, a lot of more bulls could join in that area. Ethereum, guys, very quickly. So I've picked up on this one a while ago. You can see by the shifted arrows here, but I can say that here, for example, when I was talking about this 1723 territory, yes, we did get a move higher initially, but it failed, and then yeah, it started drifting lower. So a few adjustments have to be made here. So let me just shift. I'll reuse these arrows later. One thing that really worked out nicely here is this downside line here, the short-term downside line. I mean, it's not an ideal one. It's kind of I think a bit of a gamble. It's like trying to see something where it's not, maybe. So yeah, that's why at the moment I'm going to keep that in here. At the moment, somehow it is working. Some of you might say maybe this could be part of like a falling wedge pattern here, which according to all the TA rules tends to break to the upside, of course. But until we kind of get that clear breakout, if it is, of course, a falling wedge pattern, if we do get that, breakout here through this upper side of it, then yeah, I'll consider a move higher. But we also have this downside line. So guys, I mean, in terms of the upside, there's a lot of obstacles. In general, if you ask me, let's say, to be a little, or where is my that more positive area from where I would start aiming to the upside, that would be from here, from that 2000 mark approximately. And because then, look, I mean, we could be forming then something more interesting. We could be seeing, like a nice. Oh, and by the way, actually, we could be just maybe, we could be seeing a nice ascending triangle. Okay, beautiful. Look at this, guys. That kind of, some of you probably have seen this already, and you were thinking how I wasn't seeing this. But hey, you can't see everything. But this is something, like I said, that could be quite interesting. And if I do this just very quickly, bear with me one moment, something like that. So yeah, we could end up being with a nice ascending triangle pattern. However, guys, let's see if that's going to be the case or not. But at the moment, I would say if it starts breaking all the way here below both of these trend lines here, then yes, I will start considering a move to the downside. As long as it's going to trade around here somewhere, that's not something out of interest for me. So I'm just going to wait for it, and I will redraw some of my levels here because, again, some of these worked, some of them didn't. So yeah, probably that's the better option here to keep an eye on. If you want to go higher, then wait at least for a break of this upper side of this potential falling wedge pattern. Now, AUD and ZD, guys, very quickly on that one. Boom, there we go. Let's go. Like, I mean, this is what I was talking about in my previous videos when I was covering AUD and ZD. I said, wait for that confirmation break. And there we go. We got that break. We got that push. We pushed through that 1.1255 territory, and we've reached my target. Look at this. Let me just, where's that? There we go. My target was here. This is the one. Let me just, oh, there we go. That's much better. That's 1.13. Excuse me. Yeah, there we go. There's my voice going down. Okay. Hopefully, hopefully back to normal. Just one moment, please. Okay, guys, sorry for the pause. I had to clear up my throat a little bit. Well, that happens. Okay, so my target had been reached, the highest point of March of 2016. So, yep, beautiful touch here. That was roughly around that 1.1333 territory. Okay, we didn't get really like a super awesome test here of this area, but hey, this is I take that as a good result. Now the question here is, can it go further north? Now, what I'm going to do here is probably I'm going to consider something like this a little bit. We might see if we continue to trade below this hurdle, below that 1.1333 territory. Then yes, I will, consider maybe a little correction and maybe even a correction back to this highlighted zone, from which we can rebound and push back higher. We also have something, we can draw something like this here as well, just for the sake of it, although we're kind of cramping the chart a little bit, but hey, let's keep an eye on it. But in general, if it starts pushing straight away without that little correction here, if it starts pushing straight away through that 1.1333 territory, then yes, more buyers could join in. And then my next target is this one right here. I understand it's a little bit way too high, but this 1.1682 territory could be the one to watch. But before that, even, I can see another target, this one right here, this little peak. Let me just grab it. Oh, there we go. 1.1429, that could be a nice good target. Next one. So let's see how this is going to play out. USD JPY, very quickly before I run out of time again. Now, looking at this picture here, still flirting with this upside line, and to be honest, the same analysis is valid. I was talking about this yesterday. I said that, look, if we break through this 145 level, then yes, I'll go higher. If we continue to trade somewhere around here, I'm just observing this one, but if we start breaking this upside line, then I'll aim for that 21-day EMA, but if that gets cleared, my next target is the 139.39 level. USD CAD, very quickly on that one. Also watching what's going to happen today with the CPI number, Canadian CPI numbers, so that's going to be quite interesting to see if we can, squeeze some more upside. But look, yesterday we had a good run to the upside. It failed, and it started correcting lower, and we drifted back down, and we're currently finding a hold up near this highlighted zone, near the 1.3224 zone. Let's see if this can continue to provide a hold up. If it can, then I'm still aiming for that idea for this. I'm still going for that 1.3390 level initially, and this upper side of this potential rising channel pattern, in which we are in right now, or could be. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna keep an eye on. If we start dropping below this 1.3208, or in general below the 1.32 zone, and we stay below it, then yes, I'll aim for that 21-day EMA. USD TRY, of course, something that I've mentioned to you yesterday. So basically, also, I think let me just quickly remind myself. Yeah, that's Thursday. No, wait. Yeah, Thursday, overnight borrowing rate. There we go. That's on Thursday. But hey, I'm still watching at this every day. I want to see what's going to happen, how every day trades. Going into Thursday, we have the interest, kind of the overnight lending rate of Turkey coming out, so that's going to be quite interesting to see what's going to happen here. GBP USD, so this is something to, which is a little bit more maneuverable. British pound against the US dollar, and we are still hanging above this 1.1414 level. I talked about this level. That's the lowest point of March of 2020, in general, the lowest point of March, so we're still above it. Yeah, we had a few little drops here below, but that's still not significant enough. I need to see something a little bit stronger below this in order to go further south. So yeah, pretty much the same kind of analysis is valid. Yesterday, as I mentioned before, yesterday I said that if we push above this 1.1489 level, then I'm not gonna get very bullish. No, I'm just gonna aim for that 21-day EMA, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. EURUCAD, also quick update. Still, everything is according to the plan, because of what I said before. Look, I mean, we could be forming an ascending triangle. We have our upside line here. We have the broken neckline of an inverted head and shoulders pattern. So everything is kind of looking quite positive in a way. We just need now. We need to see a push above this 1.3324 level. Because it also coincides with the 100-day EMA, which provided strong resistance. So if we can get a nice push through it, then yeah, I'll go towards that 200-day EMA. Euro JPY, also so far so good, still hanging above this upside line. What I talked about yesterday was that, look, if we at least make our way above this area, above this 144.25 level, then yeah, I'll at least go for that 145.64. But if that gets clear, this will confirm a forthcoming higher high, and potentially more buyers could join in here. Rudy, I can see the chat room here. What's your opinion about yesterday's little short squeeze, especially in the US 500? Just let me just quickly have a look at what you mean here. So. Okay, with the S&P 500 here. Okay, so it's a similar. Look, the way I'm looking at it. I mean, for me, I'm kind of a very Dow liking person. I mean, Dow theory. So I'm kind of mainly looking at these, I can see, yes, a correction. Okay, great. But for me, so I need to see a confirmation of some of the levels getting broken in order for me, let's say, to do something. That's just my style of trading, my style of, approaching all this. So you guys, whatever, you're comfortable with. So let's say for me, at the moment, I'm not saying that I'm quite bullish or bearish here. No, whenever I see a break of a certain level, then yeah, if the level goes with my ideas, my kind of vision, okay, great, that that works for me. So at the moment, let's say if the S&P 500 here, so for example, if I would look at some higher levels on a break of this barrier, this 3,962 level right here. However, this arrow wouldn't be so drastically to the upside. No, it would be quite a little bit only to the upside, because look, we have another little downtrend here shaping up. So again, it's a tentative line, but still could play out. So eventually, you could see something like this happening, where we could see maybe even a push above that 21-day EMA, but we could get a hold up near this downside line. So again, a lot of these factors could play out. So at the moment, for me, I'm just, like I said, I'm just observing this one. I don't really like what's happening here. I'm cautiously bearish on this one, because again, we are below this this upside line here. We still, for example, for me to consider this scenario, I need to see a push back above the upside line. But if it continues to trade somewhere below this upside line, then hey, we could see another decline here. However, I would like to see a drop below the 3,837 territory to get a little bit more excited with the downside, because that could this could lead to a forthcoming lower low, and then more sellers could join in. So again, these, yes, it's good to look at these, of course. Look, I'm open to all of your suggestions, kind of to all your questions. Great, that's wonderful. But at this point, I would say it's not picture perfect for me. Even, let's say, with this hurdle, this 3,961 area, I'm not really actually not very comfortable with that, because I would rather wait for a push somewhere here. This whole area, I will just observe it. If you do like to trade some areas like that, great. You can at least maybe share some knowledge with me in that case. But for me, that's not really perfect here. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it, and I'm gonna leave it at this point here, and just I'm gonna wait. Let's say for the downside of this right now, I'm gonna wait for a drop below this hurdle, and then I'm gonna go lower. But quickly, before I think I already ran out of time. Yep, there we go. I ran out of time. Quickly, guys, Euro JPY, talked about that one. Euro NZD, something that I haven't picked up for quite a while. And look at this. It's a chart is a mess, but it's quite interesting, because look. We have been climbing higher. We can draw something like this here. We can draw something like that here. Basically, we can draw a lot of lines here, as much as we want. But the main thing that I'm watching, of course, is a key resistance barrier that we are approaching. This one right here, the highest point of July, near the 1.6967. And if we clear that, then yes, my next target is the highest point of February of 2022. That's near the 1.7369. So yeah, let's see how this is going to play out, guys. At the moment, we had a good run. We're still having that good run. I want to see if we can get a hold up somewhere in this area, and then maybe retrace back down towards this upside line, and then retest it, and then reverse and push higher. That's the ideal scenario. But again, like I said, if we do strongly pierce through this barrier. Now, if we do strongly pierce through this barrier, then of course the question is by how much, and then what I'm going to be looking for is maybe a little counter trend, a counter trade, counter trend trade. There we go. So then we could, on a bit of a decline here, we could, see maybe a move lower, and then we would, see if this area can act as a good area of support, and then maybe a rebound, and then a further move north. So again, let's see this one. I'm going to pick up on this one this week, and I want to see how it's going to play out, and then we'll go from there. EURUSD. So okay, this one's still teasing us. So okay, so yesterday we had a decline. Look at this. We had a decline, and this is where I said wait for that confirmation break, and this one was near the 0.9955 level. We didn't get that. We just got a little tease here, and then we went back up, and we're now flirting with that 21-day EMA. We're flirting with that 1.0030 zone. I'm not getting bullish here, to be honest, at this point. With the events that we're getting today and tomorrow, and on Thursday and on Thursday and on Friday, I'm just gonna leave this, and I'm gonna watch this, and I am gonna wait for my ideal scenario to show up, and then I'm gonna do something about it. At this point, I'm just, like I said, for me, let's say the ideal scenario for the upside is from somewhere around here, from there's a break of this downside line and a push above this 1.0122. For the downside, from the short-term perspective, I'm going to keep an eye on this 0.9955 level right here, because at the moment, what's happening here is clearly, if you're familiar with some technical analysis, yep, you can see that could be a potential bearish flag forming here. So let's see how this is going to play out, guys. Again, I'm not really rushing into anything. I'm just waiting for my confirmation break. Guys, thank you very much for joining in. I'll have to wrap it up here. I really appreciate your views, your likes, your comments, guys. Really appreciate that. So thank you very much. Like I said, I think I went a little bit over my time, so I hope you're all fine with that. But thank you very much. See you tomorrow at 6 o'clock GMT time, as always, at my Traders Espresso. Thank you very much, guys, and bye-bye.